What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 12th day of November in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. An early morning fire at number 64 village in Corentyne, Berbice claimed the lives of a mother and her 4 children this morning. A 5th child managed to escape from the burning house. It is believed that the mother and her children were all asleep when the fire started, and they got trapped in the burning building. The mother's name has been given as Henwati Singh. She was 34 years old. The 4 children who died have been identified as 14-year-old Kelvin Singh, 10-year-old Brandon Singh, 11-year-old Cindy Ramjatan, and 2-year-old Tumish Ramjatan. The dead woman's sister, Yashoda Singh, said she was at home when she received the news of the tragedy involving her sister.
So this morning, me up on my bed and my big sister called me. And my daughter answered the phone, and when he answered, the big sister tell us how Lali Mosi was born and how she did with all 4 picking. And me on the bed and me jump out and me start hollering and me hustle for meeting. When me come, my sister, she born out already and she there grown when me see. And there when me start to cry. And when me come in here, so how the car was catch fire and there's a house get burned and only one she picnic can save. And the 4 died with the mother.
Police and fire officials were alerted to the fire just after 3 o'clock this morning and rushed across to the scene. However, the house was already engulfed in flames and quickly caught onto a house next door. Both houses were completely gutted. Divisional Fire Commander Clyde MacDonald said a call about the blaze went through to the Georgetown Operations Room, and the Corentyne Fire Department was immediately notified and dispatched tenders.
When we received a call at our Operations Room in Georgetown, immediately a relay took place. They informed the closest fire station, which is Corentyne, and they responded immediately to this address of the call. Upon arrival, the crew observed that the one building already consumed by fire. It was flat, and the next building to our immediate right engulfed in flames.
The police commander in the area, Chief Prasad Bacchus, said a full probe of the fire will be conducted. The Guyana Fire Service is leading the investigations.
The forest affected building, which is occupied by the Ramjatan family, Rohan Ramjatan. The mother along with the children was at home at the time. However, the 17-year-old would have managed to escape through whatever means we are yet to identify, and we are continuing our investigation in the regards. However, 4 other children would have perished in the fire. 1 is a disabled child. The fire service, the head of the fire service of the region is on the ground, and they are investigating in what causes maybe for the fire to engulf both dwelling house.
President Irfan Ali offered sympathy to the family of those who died in the blaze in a message on his Facebook page. Stay with us, more news coming up in a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Are you ready for Guy Expo 2024? Join us from November 14 to 17 at the National Exhibition Center. Experience an exciting array of local products and services, live entertainment, delicious food, unique crafts, a dedicated children's zone, and so much more. The expo begins at 6 p.m. on November 14 and at 2 p.m. on the following days, and a special opening from midday on November 15 to accommodate our school children. Tickets are just $500. Children under 5 are free. Call 219-0087 or 219-0089 for more information, or visit guyexpo.gy. Guy Expo, Guyana on show, the fastest growing economy.
The popular Bob & Sons supermarket in New Amsterdam was completely gutted by fire last evening, leaving hundreds of millions of dollars in losses and damages. The fire service was summoned to the blaze just after 7 p.m. When firemen got to the scene, the fire had already engulfed the entire building and was sweeping through it rapidly. Aided by combustible material in the large supermarket, the fire swept through all floors of the building and also threatened the nearby buildings. After more than 1 hour, the fire service was eventually able to contain the blaze and put it out completely. The nearby Penguin Hotel and the Scotiabank New Amsterdam branch were both scorched by the fire. A cause has not yet been determined. Investigations are ongoing tonight. Before the sun was up this morning, President Irfan Ali was meeting with ministers, permanent secretaries, engineers, and contractors who are 4 months and more past their contract deadlines. Most of the contractors appear to be small and medium-scale contractors. The major contractors, with many of those multi-million-dollar projects, appear to have been spared from the meeting. The 5:30 a.m. meeting took place at State House and was streamed live across social media. Almost all of the government ministries have projects that should have been completed already, while other projects have been stalled. During the meeting, the president expressed his disappointment with the many delays in project completion across the ministries. While the contractors were blamed for some of the delays, there appears to be a breakdown at the technical level within the ministries to properly communicate information regarding the various projects.
From this very meeting, the approach of some of the contractors and engineers tell me that the right balance of energy is not existing for an effective project management environment. If you don't have the right structure, organization, the right attitude, you're starting negatively.
And while the contractors faced the brunt of the president's tongue lashing, project engineers and some ministers and permanent secretaries were not spared. In many cases, it was found that some contractors are still awaiting commencement letters from the ministries to begin works. The president said those who have received their commencement letters should have no excuse for delays to their respective projects. And he has threatened to terminate those projects and the possible blacklisting of those contractors if the works are not completed by the end of this year.
And if you have projects to be completed, finish them before you bid again. Because you'll find yourself not being able to bid because you'll be blacklisted. Because all of the projects here that are listed that are not completed before the end of the year will be terminated. All the projects that were supposed to be completed by the end of this year, and by the end of this year they're not completed or they're more than 4 months in excess, once there is no justifiable extension, they'll be terminated. And the records will be sent to the tender board.
President Ali also told the meeting that a number of communities are suffering because of many of the projects that are community-based that are behind schedule. He said they need to bring relief to citizens. The president said the government is facing criticism from the communities because of the project delays. Further, he said there are also fiscal implications due to the lateness of the projects. He urged contractors with outstanding projects not to bid for any other project until they get their house in order. Just recently, Vice President Barajagdio also met with contractors from the various government ministries, and he too expressed similar concerns about the delays in some projects.
The Guyana Elections Commission GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31st, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Types of transactions. Anyone eligible for registration is required to visit the registration office responsible for his or her area of residence to apply for registration. Persons who are already registered could apply for a name change if they have changed their names since they were last registered. Apply for corrections if there is incorrect information on their national ID cards. Persons who are desirous of conducting any of the above transactions must provide the relevant supporting documents. Persons who are already registered could request that their photographs be retaken if the quality of the photographs on their ID cards is unacceptable. Collect their new ID cards if they have not done so as yet. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, please contact GCOM on the following hotline numbers: 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
A symbolic steel strike ceremony was held today to commemorate the commencement of fabrication fixtures for Guyana's 6th floating production, storage, and offloading vessel, the Jaguar. The Jaguar FPSO is being constructed by SBM Offshore Guyana in Singapore. However, 3 local companies, Zeco Group of Services, Industrial Fabrications, Infab, and Guyana Oil and Gas Support Services will be producing fabrication fixtures for the FPSO. SBM Offshore Guyana Country Manager Martin Chung said today's steel strike is a significant milestone for the country and the company, as U.S. oil giant ExxonMobil advances its 6th development project, Whiptail, in the Stabroek Block, offshore Guyana. He said the steel strike is a direct reflection of SBM Offshore's commitment to its local content objectives.
Today's gathering is yet another indication of our commitment to continue to build local content and ensuring that Guyanese are positioned to play a critical and supporting role for the growing oil and gas sector. This ceremony also signifies the capacity of our local fabricators to continue providing essential steel structures for the FPSO, demonstrating their ability to reach and maintain international standards of fabrication.
The official also said SBM Offshore is pleased to be constructing the FPSO, having already constructed 4, and will continue to work with Guyanese companies to ensure their inclusion and benefit from the industry. President of ExxonMobil Guyana, Alastair Rutledge, said the 6th Stabroek Block project, Whiptail, brings total investments in the country's oil and gas sector to over $55 billion. He said the projects continue to bring immense opportunities for Guyana and its people, adding that it doesn't come cheap or easily.
We could quite easily fabricate these components, these elements of these FPSOs in China or Singapore, somewhere that would be lower cost and easier to do. But that would not be in the spirit of the partnership with the country and the intent of building the capacity and ensuring that people in the country can truly benefit from the development of their natural resource.
Mr. Rutledge also said the company will continue to create opportunities for Guyana as it advances development in the lucrative Stabroek Block. Meanwhile, Minister of Natural Resources Vikram Bharat applauded SBM Offshore and the other local companies for taking a bold but risky step and expanding their operations to cater for developments in the budding oil and gas sector. While underscoring the importance of having foreign companies abide by Guyana's local content laws, Minister Barrett said he was pleased that the local private sector has stepped up to the task and is also doing what is necessary to capitalize on the industry.
At the same time, I want to commend and to congratulate our local private sector. They have done a lot over a very short period of time. They have done a lot, taking into consideration that this is a new sector to our country. They have done a lot, taking into consideration that is a sector that requires a large amount of capital and expertise to invest in. Nevertheless, they would have answered the call. And today we see 3 gentlemen here representing 3 local companies who decided that they're going to invest, they're going to take the chance, and they want to be a part of the oil and gas sector.
The Jaguar FPSO, when completed and placed into operation, is expected to produce approximately 250,000 barrels of oil per day. First oil is expected to be in 2027. Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi will be in Guyana next week for a 3-day state visit, the government announced today. Prime Minister Modi will be in the country from the 19th to the 21st of November. In a statement this morning, the Guyana government said the Prime Minister has accepted an invitation from President Irfan Ali to visit Guyana. The government said the visit underlines the historically strong relations between India and Guyana, and also noted President Ali's visit to India last year. During the state visit, the Prime Minister will engage in summit-level bilateral discussions with President Irfan Ali and the government. He will also chair the 2nd India CARICOM Summit here in Georgetown, alongside the Honorable Prime Minister of Grenada, Dickon Mitchell, who is the current chairman of CARICOM. Prime Minister Modi is also scheduled to address the National Assembly as part of the state visit. Also on his agenda is an address to the Indian community and the Indian diaspora here in Guyana. Additionally, he will offer floral tributes at the Mahatma Gandhi statue in the Promenade Gardens in Georgetown and will also visit the Indian Arrival Monument in Berbice. In the aviation sector, KLM Royal Dutch Airlines of the Netherlands has announced that it will begin service between Guyana and Amsterdam in June of next year. In a statement this morning, the airline stated that from the 4th of June 2025, it will operate 2 weekly flights on Wednesdays and Saturdays between Amsterdam and Georgetown. The airline will be using one of its Airbus 330-200 aircraft for the service. The aircraft offers 18 seats in world business class and 246 seats in economy class. It was also explained that the flight will depart from Amsterdam Schiphol Airport at 10 o'clock in the morning and make a stop in St. Martin before continuing on to Guyana. The stopover in St. Martin will be for about 90 minutes. The flights from Georgetown to Amsterdam are expected to be non-stop flights. Guyana started talks with the airline to launch a Guyana service in early 2023. The government has also been in talks with a number of other carriers across Europe to begin service to Guyana. British Airways launched its Guyana service over a year ago.
Are you ready for Guy Expo 2024? Join us from November 14 to 17 at the National Exhibition Center. Experience an exciting array of local products and services, live entertainment, delicious food, unique crafts, a dedicated children's zone, and so much more. The expo begins at 6 p.m. on November 14 and at 2 p.m. on the following days, and a special opening from midday on November 15 to accommodate our school children. Tickets are just $500. Children under 5 are free. Call 219-0087 or 219-0089 for more information, or visit guyexpo.gy. Guy Expo, Guyana on show, the fastest growing economy.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guy Oil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guy Oil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guy Oil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by December 31, 2024 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 hours, 13 hours to 16 hours 30, and Friday from 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. This registration exercise will end on November 29, 2024. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-027729 or visit the website www.gcom.org.gy.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look, you know the one, or one touch, even one word. I can start with one step, or one promise, one thrill, one first time, one deep breath, one leap of faith, one day to remember, or one night to forget. One moment, so many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life, just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Across the region tonight, new Haitian Prime Minister Alix Didier Fils-Aimé took office yesterday as the nation's new interim leader, pledging to improve security even as armed gangs flex their muscles with a brazen attack on a commercial plane attempting to land in the capital of Port-au-Prince. The new Prime Minister was appointed by the Caribbean Islands Nations Transitional Council over the weekend to succeed Gary Connell, who only lasted in the role for 6 months. The Council and the new Prime Minister are tasked with preparing for long-delayed elections amid a deep political and social crisis marked by growing hunger and frequent episodes of raging gangland violence. The new Prime Minister is the son of well-known Haitian activist Alix Fils-Aimé, who was jailed under the regime of former dictator Jean-Claude Baby Dog Duvalier, who ruled from 1971 until he was overthrown by a popular uprising in 1986. Meanwhile, earlier yesterday, a Spirit Airlines flight to the capital of Port-au-Prince was struck by gunfire, injuring a flight attendant who was grazed by a bullet, according to a Miami Herald report. The plane was forced to divert and make a landing in neighboring Dominican Republic. Peru and China will sign an updated free trade agreement during President Xi Jinping's upcoming visit to the nation that will boost commerce by at least 50% between Peru and China. In an interview with the Reuters news agency, the foreign minister of Peru said the Chinese president will travel to Peru with a delegation of 400 business people who are interested in investing in infrastructure and technology projects in the country. The free trade agreement was originally signed back in 2009, and the optimized version will be signed alongside 30 other agreements designed to improve cooperation between Peru and China. China has large mining and infrastructure projects in the country, including the Sharkey megaport by COSCO Shipping Port. The foreign minister added that Peru's portfolio of mining projects totals $54 billion, while its infrastructure projects yet to be developed total more than $157 billion. He said China is particularly interested in those projects. And finally tonight, international news. The BBC reports that at least 35 people were killed in a car attack in southern China, believed to be the deadliest known act of public violence in the country in decades. Police say a man crashed his car into a stadium in Zhuhai on Monday, where he ran down groups of people exercising on the sports track. The serious and vicious attack also injured 45 people, among them elderly persons and children. The police said the 62-year-old driver, identified as a Mr. Fan, appeared to have acted out of unhappiness over a divorce case. He was arrested as he tried to flee the Zhuhai Sports Complex and is in a coma due to self-inflicted wounds, the police said in a statement. The incident has sparked a national outcry in China, where Chinese President Xi Jinping vowed severe punishment for the perpetrator and called for all-out efforts to treat the injured. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting and encouraging you to have a safe and enjoyable night.